Going twice. Rob, you got something?
I can't think of anything fast enough.
Okay. So, Megan? Are you with us, Megan? Looks like Jim is in his office chair in the pool, resting. Probably about 73 degrees out already.
Well on our way.
You bet. You bet. So my thought is oftentimes we're going to engage in conversation with the seller. And this could be, through an open house. It could be over the phone. It could be in person. They're going to say, hey, what are you going to do to get my home sold? What type of marketing are you going to do? What are you going to do to get my home sold? Okay. And then it's generally followed up with then how much are your fees? Or how much are your fees? And then what are you going to do to get my home sold? Okay. What type of marketing are you going to do? So who would like to jump in and right off the bat on a Tuesday morning, jump into that one? It's a double question.
You mean role play, or you mean answering that question?
Sure. We'll just, answer the question, or we can, obviously a little bit of role play helps, how much do you charge, and what are you going to do? And I'm not going to let somebody skate a little bit. I'm going to really try to poke in there, into this, poke into the question a little bit and push a little bit. And then I will, relieve the question and move on. But I'm going to, push us to new thoughts and to new ideas, or attempt to today. Who would like to begin?
I'll go first. Is this an open house, or what is this?
Just conversation. Yeah. Or I got a call and, here's a scenario. I get a call and I'm saying, hey, I got to give Rob a call. He's a hot shot listing broker. And I'm in the process of moving to Arizona. And I've talked to a couple real estate brokers already. So, Rob, I've spoken with a couple real estate brokers already. I was giving your name and just, how much do you charge, and what do you do for marketing?
Oh, nice. So you were, I was referred to you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so you've met with some other agents, and now you have some questions about what I do. Great questions.
Okay.
So can I tell you what most people do when they want to find out more information about how I do business?
Sure. Yeah, you bet. You bet.
Most people that I work with, what we do is find a time to get together, and then we sit down and I go through step by step what I take you, or what I do to get your home sold, what I charge, what you would net, and how I get the buyer to pay the most for your house. Are you available on Tuesday at 4:30, or would Wednesday at 1:30 be even better?
Yeah, I'm off this week, so one of those times would be good. But before you come out, really, how much are your real estate commissions? How much do your fees are?
Well, Todd, the commissions are something that's negotiable. I'm willing to work for whatever we can agree upon.
Okay.
And so the best way for us to figure that out is really just to get together. We can sit down, go over the net sheet, see what you would net from the sale, and then just kind of see what's fair for both of us. Do you think Tuesday would be good for you, or should we just go for Wednesday at maybe 6?
Like I said, either one of those days work. I'm off this week to take care of this, and some other things around the house before we list next week. So would you do it for 4.5%?
We could take a look at options for that. There's an option for what you want to give to the buyer agent. Okay. Again, it's a negotiable thing. And there's an option for what you would give to me as the listing agent. And so since you said you're available either of those times, why don't we just do sooner, and we'll just do Tuesday at 4:30. Will your wife be there as well?
Oh yeah. She'll be here for sure. So what type of marketing? What essentially what makes your type of marketing stand out? What would make it stand out more than the competition?
Well, for me to effectively explain that over the phone is kind of hard to do. And really, like I said, most people, when they're trying to figure out which agent is going to do the best job of representing them, the best way for us to do that is to get together and go over that stuff in person. And I know you've met with a couple agents already.
Right.
And so, If we just get together for 30 minutes or so, I can show you that. If it works for you, great. If not, no problem. We'll part as friends. So Tuesday at 4:30, does that work?
I'm going to push one more time because
Okay.
there's more there. There's a little bit more there. So you're going to get me, Rob. Okay, you're going to get me. Stick with me, but I'm going to push. I'm going to push now even further. So
Okay.
now it doesn't sound like you want to share anything about what it is you could possibly do or what makes your marketing different. You just keep pushing me for the appointment to meet in person. Why is that?
Well, that's a great question, Todd, and I can understand and actually appreciate that you probably would like to save some time, and maybe you've met with a couple agents and maybe you think, it's what they do is kind of the same. I think that there's some more aspects though than just the marketing that I would like to show you and meet with you. A lot of it comes to not just the marketing, but also what happens when you go under contract, the negotiating part of what comes with processing your sale and getting you to escrow, taking you to closing. And, me showing you how I can safely and confidently and securely get you there. And so if I could show you in person more effectively over the phone, how I would actually do that for you, looking at the big picture, would you be okay with getting together then on Tuesday and going over that with you and your wife?
Okay. You had me until you said, would you be okay? Yeah, you rephrased the close and you got my appointment.
Okay. So, so we would go through all that together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd show you how I get you to closing safely, securely, and get you the most money possible. So going back to our appointment this Tuesday for you and your wife, with let's meet Tuesday at 4:30, like we agreed on, or we talked about. And do you have just a few minutes? I can just ask you a couple questions about the house so I can do my proper research.
Excellent. You got me. Okay, we'll stop right there. Good. Hey, if we don't exercise at this level, if we don't practice at this level, how are you able to perform at this level, right? Because you play at the level you practice. You play at the level you practice. So as hard as we can be on each other in practice, the easier it's going to be for us to win championships. And if you disbelieve that thought pattern, ask Michael Jordan. If you know what he was like in practice, his practices with his teammates were much more rigorous than any game. So great job. So who's next? Who wants to be able to tackle this the question of what do you charge and what are you going to do? I should pick anybody in the Hollywood squares because everyone has their mute button off. Rob, why don't you pick somebody here in the Hollywood squares?
We'll do the pass it on thing.
Yeah.
Once we pass it on the next person.
Yep.
How about Manny? Let's go, Manny. Is he there? No?
Manny?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'll go.
Hey.
Oh, he's here?
Manny's at the plate. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, so what's going on?
Oh, you want me to be the
Yep.
You want me to be the seller? Okay.
Yes.
I missed what happened.
You'll figure it out real quick. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, Manny. I was just giving you a call because my neighbor referred me to you, and I've been interviewing some real estate agents and looking to sell my house here fairly soon. And so I want to get an agent picked out, and I was just curious, wanted to give you a call and see, number one, what do you charge? And number two, what do you do for marketing and stuff that might be different than the couple agents I already interviewed?
Excuse me, say, what do I charge? You mean, what's my commission?
Yeah, unless there's other stuff you charge for also, but yeah.
No, wow. Well, what do I charge? I never had that question before. So, well, Let me ask you a question real quick. You said your neighbor referred you to me, and you want to sell your house. Okay. So tell me a little bit about your house.
Well, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400 square foot, just regular yard, Rambler. No, it's updated a little bit, but not too much in the last year.
Sorry. So it's pretty similar to your neighbor's house. Okay. So I'll tell you what, Rob, how about we set an appointment for me to come by? Is today at 3 o'clock or tomorrow at 4 o'clock work for you?
Well, yeah, that's fine. We can do that. I'm just curious, so before you come out, because I already met with a couple agents, just, what do you charge? It seems like you guys pretty much do the same thing. So what do you charge, and what's the marketing that would be different that you would be showing me?
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's a good question. And that's a question that I usually answer face to face. I want to be able to give you a full opportunity of what I do and present my quality to you. So in order for me to do that effectively, it needs to be done face to face. I take selling a house. If your house is similar to your neighbor's house, that house went for almost $800,000. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't trust anybody with $800,000 transaction that I haven't met face to face and gave them an opportunity to really present their value to me. So how about 3 o'clock today or 4 o'clock tomorrow?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I was just, it just kind of seemed like after the two that I met that you guys kind of just all do the same thing. So if you guys are just doing the same thing, pretty much, really for me, it just comes down to who's going to charge who's going to give me the best deal versus who's going to put the sign in the ground, I guess.
Okay. Well, this is something I used to save to face, Rob, but if we all do the same thing and we all charge the same thing, then it's really going to come down to who do you work with best? Am I going to be somebody that's going to communicate with you well? Am I going to be somebody that you can get along with? Am I going to be someone that you can take instruction from on what to do about your house? That sounds like the deciding factor more than it is the money, if we all charge the same and we all do the same. And with that said, that's why I want to meet with you either today at 3 or tomorrow at 4.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. Yeah, let's do tomorrow at 3 or today at 3.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Rob. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing you, brother.
Thanks, Manny.
Okay.
See you.
Damn, dude, you guys are freaking on fire. Okay. Now
He's hard, man.
No,
it's hard.
We play at the level we practice.
I'm sweating over here.
We play at the level we practice. Okay, Manny. Now you're the seller. You get to choose the next victim here.
Can I pass on that? Jeez. Let's go with Jose, if he's available.
Darn, alrighty.
Jeez. So Jose, hey, this is Mantil Snow. I see you're selling a lot of houses in my complex, and I want to see if we can sit down and talk about what you can do to sell my house.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Mantil. Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna stop real specific. We want to be specific in the request. How much do you charge?
Oh yeah.
And what are you going to do for what you charge? Essentially, I've interviewed a couple brokers. I'm getting my unit on the market. I see that you're selling homes in the air in my units here. So how much do you charge, and what are you going to do? Go for it.
Yeah, Jose. What are you going to charge me to sell my house if I hire you as my agent?
Hey, Mantil, great. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. As you know, I'm very well known in the area, and you probably got a call from Sarah, which you got it recommended by, which I help sold their home, and it's crazy. We got multiple offers, and I pushed the highest I can for her, which I will be willing to do the same for you. And for a commission, as much as I can get, just like you, as much as how much you want to get for your home. And we can break everything down when we meet in person. How does tomorrow at 4 p.m. work for you?
What you said you want to charge the most that you can get?
Yeah, you want to get the most for your house, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I saw that you sold that other house for I think it went for 800,000, and I was just wondering, that what this other guy told me it was 3%. I was just wondering, 24 grand is a lot of money. I'm just trying to see what you do for that.
Manny, you're right. There are a lot of desperate agents out there that are willing to cut their commission. Uh, can I tell you why?
Yeah.
Could you say that when somebody discounts the commission, they don't believe in their own value? For someone to cut their commission, they don't draw the line in the sand saying when somebody comes in and shoots an offer, they just want something quick and get easy, but they don't believe in their value. They're going to take that same strategy and try to negotiate your home. But when you decide to hire me, Matil, I will fight and I will try to get the most you can for your property. And I've even been told by sellers to calm down sometimes, because when I negotiate, I go in and hard. And that's why I believe in the value I can bring in. How about tomorrow at 4 o'clock? Let's sit down there. I can show you what I can do.
Man, I don't know, Jose. I could really use 20 grand, man. I mean, I'm trying to retire. I mean, that could be a year's worth of retirement money for me. So can you tell me what you're gonna do differently than these other guys? Redfin wants to charge me 1%.
Hey, Mento, I understand that advertising is a concern. Are you familiar with the difference between passive and active marketing?
No, I'm not, Jose.
Okay, so passive marketing is basically sitting around with your fingers crossed, waiting for a buyer to show up and buy your home. And active marketing is an agent that's willing to fight and try to find a buyer for you. So with Sarah Mantil, I actually found a buyer for that. I hosted the open house, and they were working with another agent, and we put a strong offer and we got it accepted. Originally, they wanted to come in at 775, which was, they said that the strongest, but I said no, and I pushed them to 800, and I got them an extra $25,000. How about tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and I can show you all the strategies, because we could sit here for an hour and I can just all the value I can show you, Mantil.
All right, Jose, you got her at extra 25. Come on over. I'll see you at 4 o'clock.
Yes. Hey,
Good job, Jose.
Hey, we play at the level we practice. I mean, come on, this is good stuff. Jose, you're now the seller. You can pick your next victim here in the Hollywood Squares.
All right, let's see. JR.
Alrighty.
Hey, JR. So I got a call from my neighbor, because you sold their house, and I've been interviewing a few agents, and just want to know what do you charge, and what do you do differently than other agents?
Oh, great question, Jose. So what we charge, the commission is split between two agents. It's going to be the buyer's agent and me, the listing agent of your home. And that's completely negotiable on each of the sides. We usually talk about that in person during our meeting.
Okay, and for advertising, what do you do?
Oh, so for advertising, pretty much, photography, open house, sending out just listed, pending, and sold letters to the neighbors around the home.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I interviewed two other agents, and it just feels like everybody has the same strategy. So yeah, I was thinking of selling my home and just want to see what Rob told me to give you a call. So So what specifically do you charge? Will you take 4%?
I mean, typically 6% is where we start at, and we can negotiate down from there on what seems fair for both of us. The value of your home comes into play at this because it is based on a percentage of what the home is costs.
JR, I really want to make the most I can for this property, and I feel like 2% when we're talking 800,000, that's a lot of money. Will you do it for 4%, and maybe we can meet in my house and you can start from there.
Well, let's. It's really hard to come down to numbers over the phone. We haven't even met and talked about all the other factors at play. Would you be able to sit down tomorrow at 4 o'clock and we can talk about this further?
If you can do 4%, I'll meet you tomorrow.
Well, there's other, so some of the things that come for the marketing do come out of my commission. And I have to get paid to be able to market your home at the level that it needs to be marketed at to get these multiple offers. And sitting down and negotiating offers, say up to $25,000 over what we listed at, isn't as wild, as you trying to save to 2% upfront. No, that's just one of the many strategies.
Okay, I'll think about it, and we'll give you a call and see if we decide to go with you.
Okay.
Set the appointment. Ask for the appointment.
All right. How about tomorrow at 4?
Okay. All right, JR. Let's I was waiting for you to add close.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Nice. I like that one.
Good. All right, JR. You're
okay.
You're the seller. You can. There's 4 other choices. There's Jim, Megan, Douglas, or myself.
Alrighty. Is Megan here?
I'm sorry, who?
Megan? Megan, are you here? Can you hear me?
Megan just might be in the passenger seat listening.
Okay, Doug?
I'm here. I'm not sure how well I'm going to do, but
you're going to do great. You're going to do great.
Yep. All right. You ready, Doug? Okay, so. All right. Hey, Doug. Got a call from my neighbor who listed their house with you, saying you did an excellent job with them. That's why I'm reaching out to you today, giving you a call, see what you can do for me. But I just had a quick question. What do you charge?
Well, what I charge is negotiable, and I'd probably charge you the same amount that I charged your friends. Typically, we sit down and negotiate that fee when we sit face to face, and after we've looked at and reviewed your home and set a price for your home. Of course, everything is a percentage of the value of your house, so we want to, I want to make sure I've got a good understanding of your home and the value of your property. As you know, the Smiths, they're great folks, and I'm glad they referred you to me. So obviously they thought that my commission was reasonable, and I provided a great service, so they referred you to me. So what I'd like to do is set an appointment for you the next day or so, Tuesday at 3 or Wednesday at 4, and so that we can sit down face to face and actually look at the property, go over the numbers, and come to an agreement.
Okay. Well, I can check my calendar here in a second, see when I have time. What do you do for your commission, though?
Well, I've got a pretty extensive office group. There's 50 people in my office who are out pounding the beat, every day. We do professional photography. We do Facebook ads. Of course, it goes under the MLS, and a lot of the marketing is standard between agents. Really what it comes down to is who you're going to get along with best and who's going to communicate with you, on a level that you're comfortable with. And so that's one of the reasons we like to meet face to face when we talk about this, is so that you can understand me and how I work. I can understand you and how you want it to work. And so if we could meet, Tuesday at 4 or Thursday at 3, it'd be great for us to meet face to face, and we could get into the nitty gritty of getting your house sold for the top dollar.
Okay. Yeah. Tuesday works.
Okay, great. We'll see you Tuesday, and I'll come up with some.
Okay, we're done. Or you got the appointment. Stop.
Okay.
Okay. Don't talk yourself out of the appointment. Good job. Good job. So I know the next step is to begin to pre-qualify, and maybe that's what we'll work on tomorrow. Is once we get the appointment, is to then confirm and qualify. So good job. So Douglas, you're now the seller, and there's just a couple of us left.
Megan escaped. So okay, Team Scott.
I'm gonna do the silent thing.
Hi, Team Scott. How are you? My name is Doug Murray. You were referred to me by Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Apparently, you know them. They're neighbors of yours. And basically, I'm calling to find out, what you charge. I've met with a couple of agents, and they've made some pretty reasonable offers in commission, and I'd like to find out what you charge for me to list my house with you.
Oh, wonderful. I appreciate the call, Doug. The Smiths transaction was an adventure, to say the least. What we started out with and what we ended up with were drastically different, and obviously they're very pleased to have, or they've referred you to me as well. Let me ask you this, Doug. What type of home do you have, and why are you moving?
It's a duplex. It's an investment property, and basically we want to get out to the country. We're not in a big hurry to move. We're waiting for the right property to come up, before we, to move. But we want to get this place sold, and we want to get it on the market so we know how much money we have to work with.
Right. No, this market is. I'm sorry. No, this market is definitely your moment in time. As you're probably well aware of, it's insane. Well, let me do this, Doug. There's many facets to determine, what I quote unquote what I charge, and there's many facets of how a real estate agent is successful. A, in getting a home listed, and B, getting the home closed. It's not just a matter of putting a sign up and waiting for a buyer to come along. There's many facets to it. I'd love the opportunity to sit down with you later this afternoon at 3 or tomorrow at noon, if that works better for you.
Well, I'd really like to find out what you charge. The other agents have talked about 4%, 4.5%, 5%.
Yep.
For me, I really believe that the house is going to sell itself. Everything, to my understanding, everything's on the market for 7 days, 8 days, and they're sold. So I really believe the property will sell, and knowing that you're not going to have to work too hard.
Right.
to get this place sold. You know, I'm basically looking at saving money and
Totally
who will do
understand.
this, who will
Totally
do the
understand.
job at the cheapest.
You're trying to net as much money as you possibly can when you put this property up for sale. Totally get it. I will tell you this, Doug. Putting a for sale sign up in your house at a listed price is easy. I agree. You know, I put a for sale sign up for a client that the Smiths that referred you, and at 500, and we ended up closing at 700. It wasn't just because the sign was up in the front of that house. It was because of the way I strategized and worked the negotiations with those multiple offers to where your friends got 200,000 more in their pocket. And I assure you that they weren't tripping over themselves, trying to save the 4% commission. They definitely were much happier taking the 200,000 in net profit. So let's do this. There's many facets that determine what I charge, and so the best thing that we could do is let's get together later this afternoon at 3, or we can do tomorrow at noon, and I will answer all your questions. We can be in and out in 30 minutes, or we can have a rich dialogue and answer all your questions and get this nailed down and put a plan together and getting your home up on the market. Which one's better for you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm very interested in hearing how you got your offers up. I can appreciate learning how you would do that. So
absolutely.
Let's set the appointment for next Tuesday at 3 or whatever.
Perfect. Done. Pleasure. I'm looking forward to meeting you, Doug.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice. Good job.
Actually,
Good
all
job,
you guys did an amazing job. I took something away from every one of you guys. Collectively, I agree with Todd. Watching you all practice, it was like, ooh, that's a good idea. Ooh, that's a good idea. I normally would have sat there and rambled off what I do, but I'm not going to do that anymore. Rob, Manny, Jose, JR, Doug, yeah, listen to them, repeat it back to them, maybe throw in some spice, but go back for the appointment, because this is not really a conversation that you can have over the phone. It's got to be a person to person.
So Jim, do you know how buyers, do you know how buyers determine value? When they find a home, to determine the value and what they're going to purchase it for?
You compare homes.
They do a comparison. Do you believe that they are going to be doing a comparison in order to write the highest amount possible based on a virtual tour? If that was their only choice, that's sometimes they run a very high risk. Normally, in almost all cases, the buyers come out and evaluate the piece of property. And during the evaluation and discovery, they're going to experience they're going to get to a point where they're like, okay, the value's here. Here's what we want to offer based upon other homes that they've seen. Same with my process. After you see what I'm going to show you, how I'm going to get your home sold, you'll assess value to that. Now, you're not selling a condo, are you?
Oh, I'm your seller?
Yeah, you're not selling a condo, are you?
No.
Okay. See, when I go to put together a marketing plan for a condo, it's going to be different from a multifamily than it will be for a residential, than it will be for a classic residential, than it will be for a 2-story residential. So what I'm saying is, I'm not sure exactly and specifically the type of surgery that I'm going to need until I see the property, and I cannot lay out a marketing plan for you because it's going to be different in every home, in every scenario. Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense. Absolutely.
Okay. So I'll come out there, we'll put something together that's going to get your property sold for the highest dollar amount. And in regards to the commission question you have, okay, if I were to give you $5,000 and told you with that $5,000, you could turn it into $8,000, that'd be a pretty good deal, wouldn't it?
Dang right.
So what if I charged you what if I charged you $10,000 and explain as a result of the $10,000 I'm going to charge you, you're going to turn around and earn 20,000, which is better.
Definitely the 20. I'll take it.
I'll see you what time on Thursday at 4 works best for you.
Well, can you come over like in the next 20 minutes? I want your 20. Love it. We'll see you on Thursday.
I noticed that a lot of us didn't tap into much of the motivation. Do we do much of that or
no? Right now, they're asking a very specific question, and they're going to want some type of solid answer.
Yeah.
That other type of emotional reasons to do something now, the emotional reward to do something now, that's going to come later. But, if you don't want to get into the sappy love story about what they want to do and how they want to accomplish it from their present state to that desired state, they want to know, hey, do you have some degree of competence, negotiation skills, a plan? Yes, I do have a plan. Yeah, I have a very specific plan that's going to be tailored, structured to your piece of property because your property is different from the other properties that I've sold. Exactly. The plan that I put together, Jim, to sell that condo is not going to be the same plan I'm going to use to sell your 2-story.
Exactly.
Okay. Nor would I do the same surgery on every single knee. Now, there are some techniques that we're going to use that are going to be very similar in the scope of what we do regarding photography, virtual tours, those types of things. All that stuff is standard, normal, and customary. You're going to get from every run-of-the-mill type of broker. And if they're not even doing that, then they shouldn't be in business. And if they're not, they won't be in business for long. So what we're going to do is we're going to customize and put a tailored marketing plan together after I see the property that's going to have the highest yield for yourself and naturally for me.
The one thing is that we all know that what the standard is, right? But we also know what happens behind the scenes, waiting, and the afterwards of an inspection and all of the work.
See, here's the difference. If you really want to know the difference between the other agents, what they do and what I do, is the difference is you don't get me when you hire them.
Oh, you really want, I like that.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
You really want to know what I love that.
Have you said that before, Todd?
Huh?
Have you said that before?
Oh, Jose, what do you freaking think, dude?
That Todd has some. He's like, "What's your marketing plan?" You're looking at it.
I've said that too. Okay. Oh, this has been good stuff, man. I really got a lot out of today. So tomorrow, if there's not something that comes up hot, on your plate of real estate, you want to show up and discuss something that's on the top of your mind where we can all get some learning out of. Other than that, then we'll take a look at the confirmation process and the pre-qualification before we show up.
Sounds good.
Make it a great day in real estate. Hopefully I'll see you today at 12:30 for the meeting. Take care.